Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. That is entirely unscheduled, unplanned, and not surprising. Am I right? I had every intention of not doing this show. A victim of my body again. So I have to be up. We're going to be on the road at like 8 in the morning. So I thought, you know what? I just won't even plan on anything. After Lords of the Night, I'll go lay down, get whatever sleep I can, and wake up as refreshed as I can for our trip. And then I decided I need to get my license. I told you guys this story. And last night I got off so that I could go to bed. And I went and laid down and twisted around for about 2 hours and nothing happened. So I came back out here for a while, waited for Lady Monkey to get up so I could go lay in bed and twist around without waking her up. Just pain, you guys. I was like, no, fuck you. So I ended up with maybe an hour and a half of sleep before I had to get up and go get my driver's license renewed, which really pissed me off because they forced me to go down there to renew it. And the only thing different is going to be my picture. That's it. Everything else is exactly the same. Like, you made me come down here for this? I didn't get the new fancy one so you can go flying because I don't fly. I'm not putting this broke-ass body on an airplane. You know what that would do to it? Anyway. So I grabbed lunch on the way home and we were sitting up there eating. And I thought, I'll go sleep right after this. And as we were eating, my son came over and Pumpkin was here. And as I was laying in bed this morning trying to get to sleep, one of the thoughts that I had was, if they don't bring that baby to see me soon, I'm just going to show up at their house and be like, I need to play with the baby for a while. Here, my house, I don't care which. Send her with me. I don't care. But we're going to hang out. So it was really cool that they showed up today and I got to hang out with her for a while. And she was grandpa-centric, as you might think. And it was great. But at about 3, my body was it was done. Couldn't do anymore. So I went and laid down. And I laid there for about an hour and a half before I fell asleep. And woke up at 7:30 for Lords of the Night tonight. And now I'm not ready to get back in bed with my body in this condition and Lady Monkey already sleeping. I might go sleep on the couch tonight, you guys. Because if I'm rolling around, I'm going to wake her up. And I really don't want to do. I hate waking her up. She's very sweet about it, but I don't like doing it to her, So I thought, well, I'm going to be awake anyway. Why not do a fucking show? Long story short, yes, I told you for 3-4 days, whatever it was, that we wouldn't be doing a show tonight, but here we are anyway. Where should we start? Let's just jump right into it. I'm a little bit sexist, you guys. And I know this, yeah, of course we know. No, I'm being perfectly serious here. All cards on the table. I'm a little bit sexist. And I'm sexist in this way. I think women need protecting. I do. I think men are stronger than women, that it is up to men to do things like go into battle. It's up to men to do the hard, nasty jobs in our society. I mean, if women want to do it, I guess they can. But the ones who should be doing it and stepping up are men to do that stuff, to take care of women. By the same token, I think there are things that, men and women are just different at. That men excel at some things. Cooking, for example. Women cook very well, but your top chefs are always men. It's not because women suck at cooking and shouldn't be cooking, but there's certain things that we need to acknowledge as true that by today's standards would be called sexist, Men are just better at STEM. No, monkey, that is a stereotype. Okay, right. All of the numbers are wrong. All of the fucking numbers are wrong. I made it up. So in those ways, in acknowledging reality, I'm a sexist. In chivalry and acknowledging reality, I am a sexist. And I cop to that. I also have many times told you I think women are way too emotional because I'm a guy and I don't understand being that emotional. But I've also said I think that is one of their key strengths and also at times one of their key weaknesses. But again, Acknowledging reality. Ebony, thank you. I don't believe you when you say you're not doing a gaming stream. LOL, hello. I'm not doing a gaming stream. And I've said that the last several nights and haven't done them. So you should believe me when I say I'm not doing one of those. It doesn't always happen that way, but and thank you for the donation. But at least I'm honest about my sexism, which I don't see as sexism, but I understand that by current standards, it is seen that way. But at least I'm honest about it. At least I'm fucking honest about it. I'm honest about what I think about men and women. And then you have the DNC. Now, in fairness to those idiots, they weren't the ones who made the video that pissed me off today. But they certainly were the ones cheering it on. This video that came out from the Lincoln Project. The Lincoln Project, for those of you who don't know, is a group of pissed off Republicans who are mad that Donald Trump won the White House because he doesn't believe in the wars that they want them to go fight. It's true, look it up. It's a bunch of neocons who don't like Trump. And so they formed this group to stop him from winning re-election. And they put out a video today called Vote for Her. Vote for her. And in it, it brings up, starts out with Donald Trump being mean. Should we watch it, guys? You guys want to watch the video? We can do that. I don't, well, there's music playing. Maybe we can't. Yeah, there's music playing. I don't want to get hit for this one. So what I'll do is I'll throw a link into chat for you if you guys want to take it. I think it's 2 minutes to watch the stupid thing. Shit, where'd it go? I know it's here because I made fun of it. There it is. Oh, wait, it's blocked. What the hell? Did this idiot block me? No. Where'd it go? Huh. When I go to bring it up, it says something went wrong. Did they get rid of it? Sorry, guys. I was going to just pop it into chat and move on with what I had to say. But, here it is. I don't know what happened to it on that other link that I had, but there we go. Sorry, guys. So it opens up with Donald Trump being mean to women's. He says mean stuff to women who are asking him questions from the press corps. And they threw in that, or maybe she's bleeding from somewhere else. I don't know, that he said to Megyn Kelly. They brought up, it is funny. They bring up this part where he's talking about some fat chick. And I'm almost positive he's talking about Rosie O'Donnell. Before Trump became president, him and Rosie O'Donnell had a very famous, very public feud where they called each other horrible, nasty shit. But remember, it's okay for her to talk to him like that, but not the reverse. Always remember that about women, guys. Always remember. And then it cuts to this. Do you want your little girls growing up hearing stuff like this? Do you think this is good for them? Why do you hate your daughters? You should make, I'm exaggerating a little bit here. You should make them watch Joe Biden, who respects women. And then it says this stupid fucking shit that really pissed me right the fuck off. It's not that it's necessarily wrong. It's absolutely right with what they say happens. It's their portrayal of it. Like, or would you like to see Joe Biden, who respects women so much that he committed to picking one of them to be his vice president? Thank you, Mighty Balzac. Rosie O'Donnell's at least 3 or 4 fat chicks. I haven't counted, but I'll take your word. At least based on the number of chins, that's got to be true. The idea that Joe Biden respects women so much that he had to create an uneven playing field for one of them to be worthy of the vice presidency is not a virtue. It's not virtuous. It's not equality. It's not, well, you know what it is? It's sexism. That is saying, look, if I look at the entire field here, I might not find a woman good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these people who have a chance to beat them. And I'll just pick from what's left. Yeah. Basically, you're saying girls can't compete against the boys. And you can go, well, hey, look, we've never elected a woman president. Oh, yeah, okay, but the vice presidency, that candidate is picked. There's no qualifications for it other than being old enough to become president should the president pass. And being a natural born citizen so that they can become president. That's it. Those are the only qualifications. Joe Biden, if they actually gave a shit about women, if they respected women worth a fuck, they, one, never would have asked the question, will you commit to a female vice president? Because that question alone insinuates that women can't do it if they're on an even playing field. We are on the cusp of having our first female president by default. Our first black president was elected and then reelected in overwhelming numbers, undeniable numbers, unquestionable numbers. He earned that spot. He beat everyone, including a woman, by the way. Our first woman, though. Our first woman. Women aren't even a minority in this country. They're the majority in this country. And the first one to be president is going to have to be by default? If the old white man who picked her dies? And you're telling me that to have a level playing field, this is their right. Think about the rationale, because there's nobody out there discussing this and the rationale behind it. Think about the rationale there. In order to level the playing field, it had to just be a woman. Okay. So you're saying that the Biden campaign is too sexist to be trusted with the choice of all people? You had to make it only women, or they would have been sexist and picked a man? Remember, this wasn't an election here. Kamala lost that part by a long shot. She didn't even stay in long enough to run. She had to drop out. This is Kyle. Thank you so much. Who says, hello, chat people and monkey. Hello. She didn't even get to make it to the starting gate. Just wasted $40 million and then had to go away until Joe Biden picked her out of a group of women. There's nothing respectful about how they picked Kamala Harris. Kamala. Fuck her. I'm not even saying her name right. I don't care. And it's not out of disrespect. It's just that she's disrespectful to people. So fuck her. I've been saying her name Kamala. So many different ways that I trip on it every time. So whatever comes out, you know who I'm talking about. So let's not pretend I'm being mean here. Kamala Harris being picked simply because she has a vagina, or at least mostly because she has a vagina, is not respectful to women. It's not. Why would anybody look at this and go, hey, they made it so only one of us could win? That is so respectful to us. This lets us show that we can compete with men. What? There were idiots who watched this video and the fucking comments like, I cried so hard watching this. Like, if you were crying from it because it just told you that the Democratic Party thinks women are stupid as fuck, okay, I could see that. But because look how uplifting it is. Look how uplifting it is that he had to help women cheat. That's the only way women could compete with men for a position that is picked. I can't stress that enough. This wasn't an election. It was literally just picking. You get to come onto my ticket with me. And to level that playing field, they had to get rid of the men. That's how low they think of women, that to level the playing field in a spot they get to pick, they had to get rid of men to keep them from being sexist. I own my sexism, guys. I am what I am. I don't see myself as sexist. I understand that by today's standards, I am. And then I look at how I speak about women and men. And when I'm not joking, of course, when I'm being serious about it. And then I look at how they treat women. And I'm like, how the fuck am I the sexist? How the fuck am I the sexist for expecting women that if they want to compete with men, they have to compete with men? But it's not fair, monkey. This is a position that is picked. The only competition here is the guy who's doing the picking going, I like this person the best. It's not like you have to get around systemic sexism. It's not like, oh, the old boys club wouldn't let her in. They got to pick. And from the get-go, going all the way back to the debates, it was, will you commit to having a female vice president? Because if you don't commit to that, we're pretty sure these stupid bitches won't have any chance. These failures behind me with the vaginas, they will have no chance if you don't commit to giving it to one of them. These people over here who suck horribly and can't really do the job will never get a chance if they have to compete with men. So will you commit to picking one of them, please? Joe's like, oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'll take one of the bitches. It is the most offensive shit I can think of to treat somebody that way, to be that condescending to them. Can you imagine if they did that? Will you commit to picking a black guy to be your vice president? What? That's kind of racist, don't you think? I mean, what, you don't think the black guy can, there's no black guys that qualify? Well, I mean, no, not if you have to have them against the white guys. Oh, so you think blacks are inferior? No, I didn't say that. I mean, they think that. Who? Well, the Republicans. Are the Republicans making the choice for you? No. Well, then why do you have to do it that way? The Republicans are bad people. They'll turn it around like that. I am sexist. Watch it. There will be somebody who will tell me I am sexist for pointing out that the Democrats use sexism to choose a woman because they don't think women are capable of competing with men. And again, this isn't even a real fucking competition. This isn't like they had to take a written fucking test. It's not like they're doing push-ups or math problems or anything else that you can go, oh, that'll be unfair advantage. No, literally just being picked by someone else. But the Republicans hate women. Do they? Because it seems a lot like you do. And their side eats it up. Eats it up. Say what you want about Hillary, but at least she earned her nomination. Now, let's discuss the elephant in the room, the communist, moronic old elephant. Yes, they cheated Bernie Sanders. No, he had no chance of winning. She still won. She earned her spot at the top of their ticket. No matter what you think, she earned that spot. But since then, the Democrats don't believe a woman is capable of winning the vice presidential slot without getting rid of all men. How fucked up is that? That's seen as progress. That's progressive, you guys. To think of women as incapable of competing with men in a literal contest of being picked. You guys ever do sports as kids and two kids were chosen and they had to pick from all of the other ones back and forth? I pick you, I pick you, I pick you, I pick you. That's what the vice presidential is. The first kid who gets to pick points at the person they think is best. Come on their team with them. That's it. Now imagine saying, okay, can only pick girls. The boys all have to go sit down. You can only pick girls because girls can compete with the boys. Wouldn't you think that was sexist? See, the problem is they've gotten very good at not finishing the sentence, you know. Will you commit to only picking a woman, stopping there? Instead of going, will you commit to only picking a woman because women can't compete against men? Now, if you said the whole sentence, then it's like, oh, damn, did they just call Kamala stupid? Yeah, they did, over and over. And they've been doing it over and over and over again to her face, with her smiling about it and people clapping along and cheering. That's what they're doing. And I'm the sexist. I'm the sexist because I say women are emotional, or that I say women will get their ass kicked in a sporting competition against men. Yeah, I'm the sexist. Ain't that some shit? I want you to be the best you can be, male or female. I don't want anything handed to my daughter because she's a woman. Rodline, thank you. You are sexist for pointing out the Dems use, or that the Dems use sexism, right? That'll make me QAnon sexist. Am I even allowed to say QAnon anymore on Twitter or on YouTube? Whoops. Sorry, YouTube. You fuck up as much as they do, so I confuse you guys all the time. I'm QAnon sexist. The only way they think a woman can compete is to get rid of men. And that is horrifically sexist. Now, if you were talking about, say, strongest man in the world, I will tell you, the strongest woman in the world does not have a chance against the strongest man in the world, period. The end. You'd have to get rid of the men, at least a good half of them, before a woman has a shot. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about a test of endurance. We're not talking about a test of strength. No. I choose. It's fucking Pokemon. I choose you. Gotta catch 'em all, stupid women. They're calling women dumb to their faces, and they cheer for it. They call it progress. They will vote for her. Vote for her. And the whole idea of vote for her is to vote for your daughter so that she can see the true way women should be treated. Like they're fucking morons. That's their logic here. Tell your daughter she has no chance unless an old white man picks her after she sucked her way to the top of her field as far as she could. It's a little extra context when the pick is Kamala Harris. We're not supposed to talk about that part either, are we? The only reason Kamala Harris is a senator from California is because she sucked her way to the top. Oh, yeah. Okay. And again, I don't know if she did oral, vaginal, or anal. I don't know which one it was. But because she had sexual relations with Willie Brown, that got her start, and it got her pushed all the way to the AG of California. And from there, she transferred that into a Senate run. The only way she was able to do that is by using sexual favors. We're not supposed to talk about that, you guys. We're not, especially not when you point out that the hoe of the party is the one they chose when they got rid of all the men. She was the best they had to offer. There was no other woman in the Democratic Party, not a one, who was as good as the chick who used sexual favors to get to the top. Thank you, Pincalo. Says, with that face, she did all three. Look, I don't know. I haven't seen video, and I wouldn't watch because Kamala's a cute woman, and she's not unattractive, except for when she makes some of those faces. But Willie Brown would be the other person involved. And have you guys seen him? Oh, no. I want to see a fat old man porking a 30-year-old woman. I'm good. What the Democrats have done here with the Kamala Harris pick is insulting to women on so many levels. So many levels. From them removing men from the field to picking the woman who hoed herself to the top. They didn't pick somebody who was well accomplished and did it on her own. I mean, and it makes sense, I guess. I mean, if you're going to have to do it as a gimme, if you're going to do it as a she can't do it on her own anyway, who else are you going to choose except for the woman who got to the top that way? I mean, that's fitting, actually. Right? For the woman who can't do it by herself. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Good God. But remember, guys, that you need to be going out there and voting for that for your daughter. Remember, I don't give a damn who you vote for. Don't vote for Joe Biden. This campaign, this whole thing. Joe Biden has had to drop out of several presidential races. And not just because he was losing them. You know? It's not like, well, we're not getting the donors, so we're going to have to wrap this one up. No. The one he dropped out of because, do I have that video? We can watch that one. There's no audio to it. Or, sorry, not no audio, no music to it. No, that's one where he's talking about whoring himself. That's a good video. That's an instructive video that we should probably watch. I'm trying to find the one that damn. I know it was sent to me and I just can't find it. If anybody has it, the one where he dropped out of the race for because of plagiarism and lying. It's an amazing thing to watch this man do. He didn't do it because we've just lost too many primaries. It's over for us. No. He dropped out because he was a horrible freaking liar of a man. And now we're supposed to forget any of that happened. Hey, Jack, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Sore and annoyed. Two of my favorite things.
I suspect that may be a falsehood.
Well, annoyed is actually. Oh, I do have 2 Motrin left. Hang on a sec. You ever watch House, Jack?
Oh yeah.
It pains me to watch that show sometimes because every time he takes a Vicodin and he just does it without water, it drives me nuts. Like I can't do that even with much smaller pills than a Vicodin. Anyhow, Jack, tell me if I'm wrong because I've just been talking to myself. I've been talking to the audience, but I haven't really been watching their feedback here. There's this new thing that came out, Vote for Her. It's this idea that you should vote for Biden for your daughter. And to me, it does seem very condescending and sexist, the way that they picked Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
On several fronts. First of all, they had to get rid of men to make a level playing field in something that it was a pick. It wasn't a competition. It was just a pick. So they're literally saying that their own party is too sexist not to pick a man if men are an option. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Okay. And then they're like, okay, because we respect women, we're going to pick a woman. And they go with the one who slept her way to the top. What does that say to little girls? When you're voting for your daughter based on that, what is that saying to your daughter?
That you're a token and that you should bang your way to the top.
Your daughter's a whore and a token. You want her to grow up to be a whore and a token. Because that's the message that it looks like to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I think you're also underestimating a secondary message. It says, for your daughter, you're voting for Joe Biden, who's just going to sniff her.
Yeah, because he can't pick her because he already picked a hoe.
Yeah, so he's just going to go around sniffing all your kids. That's what I got out of that. Do it for your daughter so Biden doesn't sniff them. Biden has a entourage of small children locked up somewhere that he's sniffing, probably migrant children. That's why he's big on open borders.
I can't believe that that's what they're going to go with, is that do it for her. Like, he just said they can't compete. That's not.
Look, they can't do it themselves because of evil Whitey. And we learned from that Thomas guy that Sargon debated that white people in meritocracies have a leg up. That's what I heard, because that's what that guy said, because meritocracy is unequal. So it's just more racism. That's all it is. We got to lift them up because they can't make it on their own.
Hold that thought for a second. Zan Wild, thank you so much. My daughter and grandbaby moved home. Send help. I'd love to come snuggle the grandbaby for you, but I got to go see my own tomorrow. Have fun with that. Enjoy them while they're there. I never wanted any of them to leave. If I could, I would just expand my house so they all had room to stay here. Apparently, they wanted to get out on their own and shit.
Whatever. You
damn responsible children,
right? With their grown-up lives. What's that like?
Yeah. It was amazing that Joe Biden was willing to commit to a woman, but would not commit to a woman of color. Because there were lots of people like he only picked her because she's black and a woman. That may be true, but that is not what was said. What was said is that they promised it would be a woman. They never they said they were looking at some women of color. They never promised it would be. So they think women, or they at least think enough of minorities that they can compete with white women, but they don't think enough of women that they can compete with men when they're only being picked. It wasn't even Jack. That's the part that is annoying the shit. They didn't do push-ups a la, hey, fat. Listen here, fat. We can go outside and do some push-ups. No, this way. Joe Biden didn't make him go out and do push-ups to see who could be his vice president. He just went, that one.
He went with the one with the best shampoo.
And the motherfucker, do it for her. Shut the fuck up. That is so condescending. So condescending. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with the whole thing. And I don't know, they seem to really like playing the race card quite a bit, as well as the girl power, rah, rah, rah. Because you're right, we've never had strong, independent women that have had positions of power. Wait, did Ruth Bader Ginsburg just die?
Exactly. But you know what? That's another place. Picked.
Yeah.
All the cabinet positions, picks. And I just gave her props, Jack. Believe it or not, I gave Hillary Clinton props. No matter what you say about her, even as skewed as the campaign was, and it was going for her no matter what, they never had to cheat in that campaign. She won her. Didn't have to. She won her primary. Fair and square, no. But when all was said and done, she was going to win it anyway. The cheating they didn't have to do. So at least she won her spot.
Well, she earned her way to the top over the years because she was in Congress. She did have to bang Bill Clinton several times. She did work for it.
Yes.
There was just some shenanigans along the way, but I'm sure disposing of bodies and stuff is hard work. So
she rode Bill's dick to that position. That's fair enough, but if you go back and look, going to her Senate run, Bill becomes a secondary thing. The only time she brings him out is if she's falling behind somewhere. And by the time the election came around, he was more of a liability than a what's the word I'm looking for here? The idol that he'd been in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because suddenly like Trump bringing the accusers to the fucking, that was fucking amazing. Fucking Donald Trump, no matter what else you do, I will always applaud you for that, sir, because that was fucking brilliant. But she won her primary. Kamala Harris dropped out before the voting started. $40 million spent before the voting started to the point where she had to drop out. Tulsi Gabbard made it to the end. She went as far as anybody else did on 10 million, Jack.
Yeah.
Of the two, she deserved a nod way before Kamala did.
Oh, absolutely. And I think they would have been better for it, positioning wise.
Mm-hmm.
She's still a woman of color. She's hotter. She has way less baggage. But they didn't go that route. They went with the Clinton clone and the sycophant.
And thank you, Rodline. So we're on Streamlabs. Sorry, this goes back a few minutes ago. The fastest woman 100-meter world record time of 10.49 seconds would rank 6,044 in men's times. Yeah. I was talking about, in competitions, the fastest, strongest, that kind of thing. You would have to remove at least the best of men to give women a chance. But again, this isn't a competition of strength or endurance or raw power, any of that shit. This was Pikachu, I choose you. Literally, it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so the idea that it was somehow noble if the Democrats actually had any respect for women at all, Jack, if they respected them at all and didn't think they're as dumb as they actually are being right now, they would have refused to promise to pick a woman and then picked one anyway. They go, no, we're not going to do it just based because on set. No, we're going to go for the best person for the job and then picked a woman.
Yeah. That would have been the smart play.
Yeah. And instead they're going, no, yeah, you're right. We can't have them compete against those men. They'll fail again. Shit. Yeah, we'll just go with women. Anyway, moving on to Joe, which is, you came in right as I wanted. I just want to get your opinion on that, Jack, because sometimes I have these thoughts and it takes somebody else to point out something that I missed in them, and I like to bounce them off of people. Although I'm perfectly happy with just hearing my own voice.
I understand. That's why I talk to myself a lot.
Me too. I like my own voice, and not just the actual sound, but my inner voice.
There are days it's the only way you can get an intelligent conversation.
Kamala used sus against Willie Brown. It was super effective. Stop it. That was sus with 2 C's instead of an S. Anyway. So that was suck. That was from Pokemon. I was thinking of, Among Us has just gotten into the, anyway. You have thoughts? Tell us more. Ask your mom. Anyway, have you been keeping up with the Crackhead gate?
Only a little bit. I've been super busy the past couple days, but I've been trying to keep up. Oh my God, it's crazy. So much craziness going on this week. Talk about October surprise. Woo, Giuliani knows how to drop a bombshell, doesn't he?
No, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for Twitter's reaction to this story would be dead by now. So he dropped a good thing that has some meat for the base and all that.
Uh-huh.
But this has the potential right now to be a real October surprise because of what Twitter did.
Yep. Which, I half suspect that they expected that this would happen. Because Twitter's been censoring stuff for a long time now. And I think somebody in the campaign may have had the idea, because they seem to have some pretty tech literate people. They're like, look, big tech's going to overreact. But, that may be a bit conspiratorial. But I think there was some expectation, not on this scale probably, but that they would stir the pot a little bit, that it would get a little more broader attention. I'm shocked the mainstream has kind of picked this up.
Real quick, Toxic Nightshade. Happy birthday, Pumpkin. It's actually Peanut. And to my mom, no song needed. Happy birthday to your mother. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Toxic Nightshade's mom. Happy birthday to you. You said not needed. You didn't say couldn't happen. Yeah. Peanut turns 1 tomorrow. Well, she turned 1 today.
Oh, happy birthday to Peanut.
On my calendar, technically now yesterday. So I sang to her last night, and then we sang on the show. So we don't have to sing again. I will sing to her in person tomorrow. She said no song needed. Needed. I don't want a song. Just you don't have to. Huh. That's her needs, not mine. How dare you? Anyway, so for those of you who missed the story, we're gonna recap it real fast. A laptop was dropped off reportedly at a computer repair shop in Delaware. Thank you, James Colley, who says, Happy Peanut Day. Woohoo! Thank you. Dropped off in a repair shop in Delaware for water damage. It's got the seal for the Bo Biden Foundation, I think is what it's called. And the owner thinks it was dropped off by Hunter Biden. That's what's on the paperwork. But he could not positively identify Biden by sight. He tries to get a hold of him. They never come in, so it becomes his, and he takes a look through the computer. And it turns out there's some stuff on there that, Nightshade's mom said no longer with it. That's okay. She heard me. Maybe she's my ghost. You don't know. But happy birthday to her anyway. My mom's was the 24th, just passed. Every day, that's still a special day to me, man. Woman. Anyway, so he goes peeking through this computer, and there's several things on there. There's a video of Hunter Biden having sex and smoking crack. Oops.
At the same time, right?
Oh, well, he smoked the crack and then had sex, if I remember correctly. From the description. I haven't watched the video.
That picture of him with the crack pipe hanging out of his mouth while he's sleeping. Yeah. I'm shocked. There isn't a big banner that says Trump Pence 2020 with that image right next to it.
Right. There were several still images of him, and then there was an email chain that was found in there that included this guy who worked for Burisma thanking Hunter Biden for arranging a meeting with Joe Biden in regards to a problem they were having with a prosecutor that was giving them problems. Which all leads back to Joe Biden giving us that statement that he didn't have to tell anybody about. He was bragging about getting a guy fired in Ukraine.
Yep.
That turns out to be the same prosecutor. Oops. Now, is it all true? I don't know. We know the videos are true. Those weren't fake. Those aren't deep fakes.
Yeah.
But the left's version, they haven't denied it yet. They haven't come out and said, no, this isn't real. What they've told us is Joe Biden doesn't have any official meetings with somebody with that name at this time. There's a lot of unofficial meetings. And they've told us that Donald Trump is a bad person. And they've claimed it was hacking. Now, or that it was a fake by the Russians. Now, Twitter, this link goes out and many of us read it. And then throughout the day, suddenly that link gets taken down and a whole bunch of people who have shared it get taken off Twitter, including the New York Post, who wrote the story. They actually censored the fucking New York Post. That should scare the shit out of people. So there's a huge backlash against it. And Twitter first comes out and went, well, it's against our hacking rules. And then they provided a much deeper explanation. And Jack said it's unacceptable for them not to have provided a deeper explanation. And the deeper explanation is that since 2018, they have a policy that any information that has got what was the exact terminology? Because it does matter. It was obtained without authorization. Information obtained without authorization would be removed from the site, which, by the way, covers 99.9% of all New York Times, CNN, CBS, ABC, Washington Post articles. All of them use anonymous sources all the time, including the recent very big article about Trump's tax returns, which the New York Times did not have legal access to.
Yep.
So yesterday, Twitter comes out with new policies, Jack. And actually, this dropped at 10 p.m. on Wednesday night. They gave us a breaking new policy. Or what's tonight? Tonight's Friday. Thursday night, 10 p.m. Thursday night. That they will no longer take those things down because they realize that could affect news organizations. Like, wait, time out. Why hasn't it all along? It should have applied all along to all of these people.
Should have, but it's selective. You know, he's a big lefty, so Jack doesn't want anybody hurting his choice. You know, the people that are going to do him favors, especially easily bribable ones.
And yeah, right. So, because of all this nonsense, this story blows up much bigger than it would have. It would have just been relegated to, oh, that's conspiracy theory. And the major news would have ignored it. But they get to a point, I mean, you can't ignore the story at that point where Twitter has caused this much of an uproar and censored a major media outlet. No matter what you think of the Post, they are a major media outlet. They are credentialed, as some of these idiots would say. And then had to change their own policy over it. Publicly apologize for making a huge ass mistake. They made this the big story it is. And you know what, Jack? Maybe you're right. Maybe Giuliani and some of the Republicans in there were smart enough to go, this will be the one that makes them do this dumb of a thing. Mm-hmm. But if they hadn't, this story would be over already. We'd be on to something else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I see that's where I think something this big, this was a big drop in a pond, you know, so there was going to be ripples. And I think somebody knew that big tech would go to all lengths to squash something like this close to the election. That's my guess. You know, obviously that's speculation and probably a little bit conspiratorial, but I think somebody knew.
Perhaps. Or perhaps it's what you thought or maybe they didn't even think that far. Maybe they just thought the ripple and they thought they were dropping a pebble, and they were. But on top of that pebble, big tech was slapping the water to make sure it went down as far as it could with a tidal wave coming up. Because holy shit, this has led to some interesting things. There's a Fox News story out yesterday. And because it's Fox News, there's going to be people who go, oh, well, that's nothing. No, it's Fox News. I'm interested to see if anybody else picks up on it, though, because according to Fox News, one of the people in that email chain confirmed that that's real. Which, if that's true, Joe Biden's got some splaining to do.
He'll tell you after the election.
Yeah, which you know what? Now's a good time to watch a video, Jack. Now is a good time to watch a video. There's a couple of them. We're going to go with the one that's easier to watch because no, it's this one I want. Yes. Sorry, guys. It's the best I can do. There's jet noise in the background. Let's make sure. Prepare. I will give you a warning. You're going to need to adjust your volume up or down because there's nothing I can do about this one. That jet right there is on, and they're asking him questions. If you can't hear it, we'll go over what was said right afterwards. So here goes.
And Mr. Biden, what is your response to the New York Post story about your son, sir?
I know you'd ask it. I have no response. It's another smear campaign. Right up your alley. They're the questions you always ask.
And did you...
For those of you who couldn't tell what was said there, what was your response to the New York Post story about your son, sir? And he said, I knew you'd ask. I have no response. It's another smear campaign right up your alley. Those are the questions you always ask. This was an easy, it's not true. Now, him not saying that it's not true doesn't mean it's true. And that needs to be said, because there's a lot of times where Donald Trump, just to be a jackass, refuses to just deny something. Even when we already know, when he's denied it before, for instance, he'll be like, nah, fuck y'all, I ain't dealing with that shit again. But this is an easy, if it's just wrong, that's an easy one. So I really expect CNN and MSNBC and Fox and all of these guys to really go after Biden for his refusal to answer. You think that's going to happen, Jack?
No.
You know it's not. Stop it. How dare you even take a breath? You know damn good and well they ain't going to go after him for this. But it is interesting that the campaign has not denied it at all. They haven't denied it. I mean, he called it a smear campaign here, which even calling it a smear campaign doesn't mean it's wrong. Saying that Kamala Harris sucked dick to the top is a smear campaign doesn't make it untrue. But I responded to the one from Fox News. Where is that article? Oh, we got to watch that crazy bitch later. Don't let me forget that. The one bitching about Republicans. Oh my God.
I forgot what time I sent that to you. I didn't realize you were still on the show. I didn't look at the clock.
Yeah, that one was funny as shit.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine.
I was like, right after I sent, I'm like, oh shit, he's on Lords.
That's all right. I went and peeked, and then I couldn't stop watching. I was listening both ways, so I knew what was still going on. But this is the article, and I'll link it to you guys if you want me to. But sources on alleged Hunter Biden email chain verifies message about Chinese investment firm. And it goes in here to tell you that one of the people, and they don't name who it is, but there's part of it that says the email includes a note that, quote, Hunter has some office expectations he will elaborate. A proposed equity split references 20 for H and 10 held by H for the big guy. So not only does this story allegedly show that the emails are real, but they also confirm that the 10 held for big guy, which everybody's assuming is money, but the big guy was Joe Biden. Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Whoops. So if that's true, yeah, Joe Biden's got a lot of explaining to do. But I answered on there, it's not going to matter as long as it's just Fox News, because they'll just explain it away, go by going, oh, it's just Fox News. And somebody immediately responded, of course it's not true. Trump was told that Giuliani's compromised, and this is just a Russian thing. Trump's a bad person. I'm paraphrasing. You can go find it if you want to look it up for the exact insane reaction. And here's the thing. Think whatever you want about Trump and Giuliani. That's fine. But it doesn't make this story wrong. Doesn't make this story wrong. We know that video is of Hunter. The video of Hunter. So unless somebody compromised Hunter's actual hard drive to get his sex tape, and then decided to fake emails instead of just stealing the real ones. You know what I haven't heard of yet, Jack? I haven't heard of an FBI investigation into the theft of Hunter Biden's emails.
He abandoned it, so that's on him. Nobody's going to look into something that happened like, oh, wait, yeah, they would.
If there were implications that the former vice president's son had a compromised laptop, the FBI would be all over that shit. They'd be like, who, and not just the laptop, but here's what they're suggesting has happened is that this laptop was a plant. Which, okay, if it was a plant, somebody would have had to steal that video off of an actual Hunter Biden device.
Yeah. Yeah, that's way too elaborate for something that might go nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, you're creating a computer using a bunch of stolen. First of all, you got to go hack all that shit. Put it on a computer, drop it off to some rando who you hope turns it over to the press and Giuliani. That's a bit far-fetched. You know, that laptop would have been great blackmail material. That dude could have easily sold that to the Chinese for a shit ton of money and never looked back.
You know how much they could have sold that video of him to any tabloid in the U.S.?
Right? Especially if they could have just sat on it till after the election, and if Biden won, boom, mountains of cash to keep that quiet. I mean, that's the type of scandal that would rock a presidency if the media were relatively honest, which they're not.
Pyra said, how did Hunter end up as such a screw up? Well,
drugs are bad.
Hunter's life has not been easy, in fairness to Hunter. I mean, he was in a car wreck. He was in the car wreck that his mom and sister died in. So was Bo. He has a dad who's splitting his time. He ends up with a new mom. People are different. He went a different. Bo apparently turned to, you know, trying to become a politician like dad, where Hunter was like, crack is tasty. He got into drugs, man. Drugs will fuck you up. James Colley, thank you. Reference, the video is just a red herring. Even with it being a red herring, I mean, somebody had to get that video.
Yeah.
So if that is not a legit hard drive, there should be an investigation into somebody infiltrating Hunter Biden's equipment.
Well, and on top of that, they should look into the finances where this whole thing came from. Maybe start with Hunter's finances to see if he was extorted, and then maybe check Joe's to see if he was paying off some blackmail money, and check all the wire transfers that go along with that, because that might be enlightening to solving this mystery.
Faithless says herring or hearing. It does say hearing in the tweet. I just assumed, or in the super chat, I just assumed it was misspelled. Because trust me, I can't spell worth the shit. So I assume when, like, red herring is a thing, I've never heard of a red hearing. So
that's when communists have a trial.
Oh, so you're guilty. Anyway, yeah. It's getting harder, and there's a lot of things that the press has. So what I'm looking for here, conveniently forgotten about Joe Biden's past. Things that have absolutely sunk his other presidential elections, his other presidential tries, to the point. This is what I was talking about when you first came in, Jack. He had to drop out, not because he was losing the race, not because money had dried up, but because it was so embarrassing and ridiculous, he couldn't, in good faith, keep running. Everybody's telling him to drop out. Some of those things you can't erase, like the plagiarism during his law school years. And I want to point out that this man plagiarized in a law school that he barely passed. He was at the bottom of his class in that school, Jack. That's the one from the famous, I ended up with 3 degrees.
Fucking idiot.
Mr. I went to a historically black college. No, you didn't. You went to a white school, you idiot. Oh God, he's been a liar his whole life. His whole life. Think whatever you want about Donald Trump, but Joe Biden is a dirty, dirty man. And we're gonna watch a video about that, Jack. I don't know if you saw this one. I can't remember if you'd liked it or not, but it was sent to us. And it is Joe Biden explaining politics. And it's from when he was first elected to the Senate. One of the youngest people. He was the youngest person in the Senate at the time. Where the hell did that video go? I know I tweeted it. Oh, I'm on tweet and there it is. All right. This one we'll try to get the now the sound is shit in this because it was recorded back in remember. So we'll do our best to get decent enough to where you can hear it. Read at the bottom or at the top. You can it's subtitled if you need to turn the volume all the way off. Check. Let me know how it sounds now.
Senator Biden, it's nice to have you here.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Senator Biden, it's nice to have you here, and we'll pick up at that. It's 2 minutes, so we're going to be interrupting from time to time.
As the youngest member of the Senate, the one, therefore, who may expect the longest career there, I wonder if you'd say to us, since it's clear that you're not corrupt and you got elected, why should people think that the system produces corrupt results when there you are?
It's a great question, ain't it?
Yeah, especially if you were to insert his face now.
And the answer that you can already see. He was asked with Congress being, and I think we're going to stop here with the rest of it because I'll throw it in there because I didn't realize there was music in this one too. It might be too late, but why chance it, right?
Yeah.
We'll just read his answer. Well, I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt. What a horrible answer to that question.
Well, he's not that smart.
He then goes on to tell you that the only reason that he was able to win is because he was able to prostitute himself throughout the country so that he could get money back to fight his battle there in Delaware. There's the link if you guys want to watch it. And like, you shouldn't assume I'm not corrupt. That's I'm here to change the system, and instead he comes in, he's like, nah, man, I sold my soul for this seat. Because he even tells you, the people who donate that money, they expect something from it. And then he goes on to tell you how he prostituted himself. Well, if you prostituted yourself, what did they get, Joe? Oh, that corruption that he just mentioned you should not expect him not to have. He has been dirty since the start. And all of this has been memory hold, which is amazing. And I get it. He was a corrupt prostitute. Yeah, Giovanni, exactly. Not was, is. Remember, he's out there raising tons of money right now. What's he promising for that?
Well, Kamala's on the ticket, so
we've got real prostitution in our upper echelons. This is a man who told you that to become a senator, to raise $300,000. That's the dollar amount he had to raise, Jack. I remember that from watching because I was like, 300,000. You can't get a house seat for that these days.
Yeah, no shit.
$300,000. He prostituted himself throughout the country, mind you, not just to businesses and entities there in Delaware where he was supposedly representing. He went throughout the country to prostitute himself. What'd you offer, Joe? And what are you offering now? What are you promising behind closed doors? I wonder what his answer would be now, Jack. Way back then, you said, why, or you said we shouldn't assume you're not corrupt. Should we assume you're not corrupt now?
Well, I think now he asks for things in yuan instead of dollars.
Probably. Oh, man. Think he's ever bought dirty underwear from a machine?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be more inclined to think that he goes around buying weave made out of real hair so he can sniff it on his road trips.
He's offering Hunter. Nah, nobody wants that. Now, you make me president, I'll give you a crackhead. That's not a good exchange right there.
Well, he didn't say it was a good deal.
Well, maybe it's one of those wealthy guys from Less Than Zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a reference for people who haven't seen the movie. Wow, that's a hell of a video. Yeah, isn't it? It is a remarkably candid interview. I don't know if Biden has never been the smartest guy. They always talk about his gaffes, and then isn't it weird how his gaffes have become his stutter? But they used to talk about his gaffes, and it was his problem. He wouldn't shut the fuck up. And in this case, I mean, yeah, he just came out and told you he sold his soul for a seat. He sold his seat, basically.
Well, I mean, is anyone surprised at this point? I'm not.
No, the surprising part is this isn't getting talked about. And in some cases, I mean, there's a part of me that understands because he is what the media wants elected, so they're going to do everything they can to help him. But how is this stuff not being blasted everywhere? I mean, it's a matter of record. This isn't Hunter Biden's supposed laptop. This is Joe Biden telling you he sells his political soul. But I'm sure he's gotten better over the years, Jack. He stopped doing that.
Right.
By the way, I'm also expected to believe that Joe Biden came out of the White House after he'd been vice president for 8 years. Mostly poor. He had to get loans and stuff from Obama. And somehow since then, he's turned that into a multi-million-dollar fortune.
Yeah, because he's been taking half of Hunter's money from the sound of it.
Isn't that interesting? Somebody came into our chat one day. I can't remember who it was. And like, Joe Biden was one of the poorest politicians back in, I think it's 2016, if you look it up. And it is based on this government disclosures of how much they made and how much they were willing to report. And it's got a range of dollar amounts. That means Joe Biden had anywhere from 150, I think it's 150,000, maybe 300,000. I can't remember the bottom, up to 100 million, or up to a million, 100 million. Whoops. Up to like $1 million in total net worth. And everybody goes with that lowest number to show he was the poorest one. The vice president of the United States, after 43 years in politics, only had less than $500,000 of net worth. Anybody buying that?
No.
Me neither. But even more unbelievable than that is that I'm now supposed to believe that Joe Biden has gone from $500,000 or less net worth in 3 years to like $10 million legally. Anybody buying that shit?
Well, it's that word legally you seem to be hung up on.
I know, right?
That's a colonialist term.
Faithless, you picked it up right there. Hunter was holding it all in trust for him.
Yep.
Well. Remember the email chain? Do you remember the email chain? An equity split. H is holding 10 for the big guy. Huh.
I'm telling you, there's an auditor's nightmare coming down the line for somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have like the Charlie Day graph system going where there's like strings going across the room. And then he held it over here in this fund.
He's holding 10 for the big guy. And now magically he's worth $10 million. Huh.
Weird.
Yeah. Surprising how that works out. I'm not suggesting anything, YouTube. I'm not suggesting that the only reason Joe Biden has a lot of money is because he helped get a guy fired from the Ukrainian prosecutor's office to protect Burisma, and that they gave him $10 million, his net worth, after he left office. I would never suggest that without evidence.
No, some of that might be Chinese money.
I'm just saying what is true and what we know.
Yeah, we're just talking about something somebody else has reported, which anonymous sources are credible these days. So totally legit.
Look, I'm not the one that made up these fucking numbers. These are the numbers that are out there. Go look them up. Don't take my word for it.
Yep. I'll be right back.
Yeah, if you believe that he's been in public office, do you guys know how much Nancy Pelosi makes a year? She makes like as speaker, she makes like, what is it, $225,000 a year. As a congressperson, until she got the speakership back, she was making 170, what is it, 174, 175 that they make. And somehow, being in office all these years, her husband not having a job that really pays that well, she's amassed a fortune of like, what is it, 200 million or something like that. But don't worry, guys, it was all on the up and up. And probably it was because up until recently, it was perfectly legal for members of Congress to use privileged information that they found out in hearings to trade stocks. Yeah. Stuff you and I would be sent to jail for was perfectly legal in Congress. Which is odd because it makes you wonder how many of those closed door sessions they really needed to have, doesn't it? Doesn't it make you wonder why there's so many closed door sessions of Congress that just make no sense? Yeah. There should be absolutely zero closed door sessions of Congress.
Yeah.
None. And I know people, well, what about national interest? All right. How about this? The stuff that is absolutely critical, that has to be what's the word I'm looking for here? Protected. The national secrets, that kind of stuff. We'll make some kind of provision for that. But if there's a business leader up on Capitol Hill, there is no reason whatsoever that shit needs to be behind a closed door.
No, it's just more shady backroom dealings. That's why there's never any prosecutions of these high-level people. It's two-tier system.
Eagle says they changed the law so they can't profit, but their family still can inside trading. If I remember correctly, if they get caught doing that, they can still get in trouble for it because they are now under the same laws. So if they get information that the public doesn't have and they give it to somebody in their family, that's still insider trading.
Yeah, but are they really ever going to get in trouble for that? You know how this works. I
got to be honest with you. I'm surprised they haven't gone back and exempted themselves from it again.
Oh, they will. It's one of those I pat your back, you pat mine kind of thing with these deep state pros, because nobody ever goes to jail for this stuff. They don't. At best, they get a slap on the hand if it's really, really public. Otherwise, nobody ever goes to prison. You never see anybody in Congress getting let out in cuffs because they all have dirt. And so they all protect each other. That's why Hillary Clinton's not in jail. It's why Biden's family isn't going to go to jail. Nothing's going to happen to any of these people.
Thank you, Gamer Valine. Pelosi's husband isn't broke. He owns a venture capitalist firm. You pay to play there. I didn't say he was broke. I said he didn't do anything that should be making them have $200 million. They built their fortune with her in Congress. They've for somebody who earns a pittance for San Francisco life, she lives it up pretty well. Yeah, he's now the the chair of the Foreign Service Board at Georgetown. He's yeah. Yeah, their wealth is what's the word I'm looking for, Jack? Corrupt. That's the word I'm looking for. I'll say it. That bitch has cheated her way to millions of dollars. She's cheated her way to her $13 pints of ice cream.
Yep.
Venture capitalists make a ton. No. Okay. Venture capitalists also lose a ton. Go broke and you never hear from them again.
And you know, some of those people manage to get deals strictly because their spouse is in Congress.
No. Jack.
I mean, well, it's obvious. Like, all you have to do is say, well, my wife's in Congress now. She's a rep. So what I'm going to do is start a venture capital firm. Would you like to get into business with me? Oh, yeah, of course. Because I have these properties over here.
No.
And then you just end up reporting a big loss of money.
Jack.
I know, it's crazy. It's so conspiratorial. It's right up there with reptilians.
There's no way he got all of his money because his wife was in Congress and eventually became the speaker.
Well, not all of his money, but, you know, most.
Right, yeah. I'm not saying he wouldn't be successful. I'm saying they wouldn't be doing as well as they are.
Yeah, that's why none of these people go to jail, man. They're all doing it. They're all making massive amounts of money on the back end somewhere, whether it's from insider trading or just somebody trying to get connections with some member of their family, usually a spouse.
We were just talking about you can look this shit up. I'm not making it up. It was perfectly legal for members of Congress to engage in insider trading, and they did. And it became a big thing, a decade ago, maybe?
Yeah. It was shockingly closer than you think.
And then they were, oh, yeah, shit, they caught on. She caught on. Somebody looked, you guys. Do you think that became a big thing because somebody got kicked out of Congress and like, oh, fuck no. If I'm going down, everybody's going down. I'm calling my friend at the paper.
Would surprise me if somebody decided they were going to cut a sweetheart deal because of that. But that's why they don't go to jail.
Oh, man.
Like that Strzok guy, he's never going to jail. He's got dirt on other people, too.
Yeah.
It's all shams.
Yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense. But you and I, don't get caught doing that shit, man. Because even if you lose money, they'll throw your ass in prison for insider trading. They all do insider trading. They all have dirt on each other. Well, the insider trading thing used to be legal. If they're doing it now, they're keeping it under the table, which is where insider trading belongs. That's not supposed to be out in the open. That's how you get caught. As for them all having dirt on each other, I don't know that that's true. I think that their crimes, it has to be the right crime at the right time, to be honest with you, for anybody in Congress to get in trouble. Katie Hill, her scandal just happened to blow up at the tail end of Me Too. If that hadn't, I mean, that would have been a non-story. She'd have got slapped on the hand. Frankly, she could have kept her seat still.
Yeah.
Katie Hill didn't have to quit.
I think somebody didn't like her, and that's why she got kind of pushed out. That's the only reason she's gone.
Gamer Vleen, thank you. Late to the show. Did you see Giuliani showed the footage of Hunter live on Crowder? No, I didn't. I'm not shocked, though. I think Katie thought further ahead than we may have given her credit for. Once that stuff came out, She deals with the initial embarrassment and just leaves Congress. How much is she going to make in Congress? She's going to make 175. If she's going to get to a Nancy Pelosi position, she's got to marry some rich, ugly dude. They've got to cheat the system for a few decades. Or she goes, finds a ghostwriter to write a book about how abused how she's the victim in the whole thing. That gets sold, picked up, which then gets turned into a movie. She's made millions off this book. Do you even know the name of the book, Jack?
No.
Me neither. I'm sure I could find it pretty easily, but it's not like this became a overnight sensation that became the book everyone had to read. She just got a fat payday out of it because they thought, well, this will play up well. It's an election year. I think maybe she's smarter than I gave her credit for. She's a whore, but she's a smart whore.
I think she got lucky. It'll probably get turned into a movie too.
Oh, it's already being turned into a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of people. They claimed it was a hack, but apparently, see, when she left the house, they turned all of the stuff back over to the house, like the official Twitter handles and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, whoever was running that handle got into the account. Apparently, they knew that password or whatever.
Oh, that was just a few days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like last week.
Yeah, I
or
remember
2 weeks ago now. Yeah. That all came out because of it being turned into a movie. She got a fat ass payday because they're going to turn that into a movie. And the people who worked for her office were like, this is bullshit. She may be a victim of revenge porn, which she's not. That's not revenge porn. That was proof that she was a dirty whore, as was alleged. If she'd have just admitted it straight out and been like, yeah, I did that, there would have been no reason for the pictures to come out. Then that would have been revenge porn. And then she started getting frisky with one of the guys that worked for her in Congress. And all that would have done, she would have got a slap on the hand from the ethics committee. That's it. And she'd have been allowed to keep her seat, and they'd have put a chastity belt on the bitch while she was in Congress. And she'd been fine.
She should have kept her fucking legs closed for a little while.
Should she? Because she just got paid for that.
Well, I mean, I get it, but...
Thank you, Buster. This donate is for Jack, Alibaba, and the 40 Thieves.
Those 40 Thieves don't deserve nothing.
Yeah, they get their own donate. Now, I think she, even if it was accidental, she made the right choice, man. She got some kinky lesbian sex. She got some pot out of the deal. She got to bang a staffer, and then she got millions.
Yeah, that is a pretty hell of a deal.
Right?
Not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah. It's not a bad deal. All she got was a little embarrassment. And it's not like the old days where a sex tape would just ruin your life. The Kardashians built a fucking empire on one.
That's very true.
Oh, God, did you see? Sorry, it's one of those modern time things. If you go back to President Bush, the Dixie Chicks went overseas and insulted our president and became one of the first real big cancelings of our modern era. Because country music fans were like, fuck them.
Yeah, that was a dumb move on their part.
Well, yeah, insulting him in general would have been bad, but doing it overseas, don't do that. You want to insult our president, do it here at home. Fine. You go overseas and start doing it, stay there. Don't go cavort with the enemies, you shitbags. But anyway, so you had that, and there's this, well, you can't speak against the president. There's been nobody that has gotten in any real trouble for making a song about the president. Demi Lovato apparently has a new song. I didn't even know Demi Lovato was a thing.
Yeah, she's still around.
I thought she died from the OD.
Oh, no. She's too crazy for that. I heard that song, and it's awful. That is one of the cringiest things I've ever heard.
There was a story in The Hill the other day because one of her fans got upset and she came back and said, I don't care if this ruins my career. Like, wait, stop. Nobody's career in Hollywood, in the music industry, on Twitter, YouTube, any influencer, nobody's going to lose their career for insulting Trump. Stop it. That's not brave.
No.
You want to be brave? Do what Ice Cube did and suggest that maybe you shouldn't vote necessarily for Democrats, which is all he did. He didn't say vote Republican. He said, no matter who we vote for, we should hold their feet to the fire. Oh my God.
Responsibility is patriarchy.
And this bitch, I don't care if it's going to ruin my career. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's the most milquetoast thing she could have done in Hollywood.
This is the most your career has gotten a push in decades, bitch. In a decade, because she was like a Disney star for half a second, right?
Yeah, but then she got all fat and coked out and bipolar, and well, you know how it goes.
Well, in the article, she reminds us that she is a a queer Latina woman.
I didn't know she was one of the gays.
Neither did I.
I don't really care either.
Yeah.
We can go back to not remembering who she is for another 10 years.
I just thought it was great because it's one of those things. It's like the times change, sweetheart. You're not the Dixie Chicks or after 9/11. Stop it.
Right?
You're an also. I was going to say an also ran, but that's not even a thing. You're a cliche, is what you are.
Not even a good one. Not a fun one. She's just a kind of one of those sad people looking for desperate attention in Hollywood. She's not quite a has-been, but she's getting there.
How are you going to come out after Taylor fucking Swift backs Biden and be like, I don't care if people don't like me for not liking Trump?
Yeah, nobody liked you before.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, she hasn't had an album in ages. So
go see Hunter. He's got the medicine for you, sweetheart.
Right? Like
oh wait, should I suggest giving crack to a cokehead?
Well, it is a form of coke, so.
And she OD'd, I mean, so.
Well, that's her fault.
Yeah, know your limits, baby. Know your limits.
Yeah, don't do drugs. I don't know what to tell you. Take your bipolar meds.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She'll sell a little bit of these songs as downloads, and then she'll make a little bit of money off of it, and then milk it into the ground for the next couple of months. And then she'll go back to being a nobody for a while.
I do feel sorry for people like her because the truth of the matter is if Trump wins, it helps her. Yeah. Because she is a nobody. Nobody gives a fuck about her. Nobody. But if Trump wins, that song might have a little bit longer legs on it.
Oh, dude, you gotta listen to it. It won't. It's so poorly written. Seriously, go listen to it right now. I'll amuse the audience for a minute.
Okay, what's the name of the song?
I don't know. Just type in Demi Lovato. It'll come up.
Demi Lovato, Commander in Chief.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Commander in Chief. That's it.
Wait, is she appropriating black culture? Does she have dreads?
I don't remember. I watched it this morning and I was like, oh God, I gotta wash this out of my brain.
There's a Wendy's commercial I can't skip in front of it, so.
Oh, naturally. Well, here, while you're doing that, I'll share something with the class. If you can throw me on the big screen.
Gotcha.
Okay, remember this face? This is Amos Yee. This comes from the Chicago Sun-Times, where Amos Yee was charged with child porn. I know this is going to shock everybody. He was jailed twice overseas for being controversial, and when he came out as a pro-kid diddler, we all expected this, and now it's happened. So he apparently exchanged a bunch of nude photos with a 14-year-old Texas girl. And he's probably going to be in some trouble because he was granted asylum here, which means we can send him home. And I don't know if you know how Singapore works, but they frown on this sort of thing quite a bit. So, yeah, he may be in some real trouble. Look at that. Look at that guilty, stupid face. Screw him.
All right, I got to stop watching. There's a fat bitch on my screen singing to me now. That's a horrible video, too. Piccolo, thank you. Shocked, so shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Right?
I'm going to need you to, because I was listening to that and I was barely able to tell what you were talking about. Something with
that's fine.
Yee.
Yeah, Amos Yee got busted with child porn.
No.
I know, right?
Nah.
Uh-huh. It's shocking. I was both shocked and or appalled.
Rudy Giuliani at it again, huh?
Yeah.
That would have been a lot funnier if I didn't trip on both of his names. God. Okay, no. Okay, Jack, listen to me with that song. That is a horrible song.
I warned you.
But hear me out. If Trump wins, that emo bait bullshit, oh, I can see those little fuckers turning it on and turning off the lights and drinking a glass of wine every night to that shit.
Oh, your life is pathetic and sad if you do that.
Have you seen them?
Fair point.
James Colley, thank you. New favorite drink, Singapore Sling. There you go. Yeah. Amos Yee with CP sounds just. I'm shocked it took this long. How about that?
Right? No one should be surprised by this. That dude is a piece of shit. I never really liked the kid, and I've said that for a long time that I don't like this kid, but now we all have good reason not to like him because he's a filthy perv.
Yeah, if you go back to when, okay, for those of you who don't know the story of Amos Yee became big within the skeptic community, and they helped get him here because he used to get in trouble in Singapore for blasting religion, and they thought it was just the greatest thing ever. And then he'd get out of jail and do the same stupid shit again in Singapore.
That's a
which
real dangerous game.
Yeah, he's lucky he came out alive. And so he came over here and ended up with was it actual citizenship? I can't remember. But he got special treatment to be here as a political refugee. And then he gets onto Twitter or onto YouTube here and immediately starts backing, well, sex with children. And he was allowed on this platform for way too long. And there were way too many people who were like, look, he's just defending the idea. And like, no, that motherfucker's a kitty diddler.
Yep. I think we both said that a couple years back.
Nobody just defends it out of honor like that. Stop it.
That's weird. Did you miss a super chat?
Did I?
I don't know. Buster's asking if you missed one. He thought he missed you. You missed one.
All the super chats I've gotten, I'll check the Streamlabs. No, I think I'm all caught up.
Okay, just checking. Didn't want you to miss anything.
No, thank you. I got them all. That's what he did. And there were some people who did. They came out and they're like, well, he's talking about the idea. And this is what those fucking maps say and the map defenders. Look, they're not actually touching kids or anything. Stop it.
Aren't they?
Stop it.
What, because they don't have a kid right now to touch? Come on. Yeah, you can't trust people like that. They're degenerates, and the recidivism rate is almost 100%.
Anybody who is cool with child porn or kitty, and he used to actually defend pedophilia itself.
Yep.
He used to talk about, what was it? What was the thing? I'm not even repeating it, but talking about how an infant would be down. An infant, can make a choice, and like that dude's a kitty diddler.
Yep.
And they should have had his ass deported back to, because I don't think he's an actual citizen.
No, I think he was just granted asylum, and they can revoke that whenever they want.
And we should send his ass back to Singapore and let them know what he did.
Oh, absolutely. I have no qualms with that. There's no moral problem for me to send a piece of garbage like that. Maybe, if you really want to get angry, you can accidentally divert the plane through Egypt because they have an execution policy for those kind of people.
Oh, Singapore's not... they're not okay with it either.
Oh, no. But if you want to, have fun with it.
Nut says everybody was saying he was a troll, never believe. Yeah, tons of people. He's just trolling you guys.
We never thought he was a troll, ever.
We had lots of arguments.
Yeah. How many people yelled at us for that stance?
Yep.
Real fast. Thank you, Rodline. That song is going to be playing over and over while non-binary, genderqueer, otherkin, polyamorous, transracial people of color make sweet, sweet love.
Yep.
Thank you for that, Nightmare.
Uncle Ira says Singapore would execute him. Would they? Oh, should I? Damn, I didn't realize that when I made that suggestion.
Well, that's not us problem. That's a him problem.
That's a him problem.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't come over here and diddle our kids, weirdo. We got enough degenerates here.
Don't diddle him anywhere, but don't fucking. You know what we should do? Send his ass to Texas. Drop him in the middle of Texas somewhere with a sign he can't take off that tells people what he did.
Well, the kid that he apparently was exchanging images with was from Texas.
See, that would just be fitting.
Yeah, you got to be really careful about who you who you defend. Wow, yeah. I'll drop the link to the article. I want to thank Nuts for finding this article because she's actually the one that she posted an image from the kill stream.
I didn't think you were taking a stance on it, man. We were just playing because, we knew perfectly well what Singapore would do. Perfectly well.
Oh, yeah.
Singapore will kill you over marijuana.
Yeah. Yeah, most of Southeast Asia is like that because they have serious drug problems down there.
They also have serious problems with kitty diddlers coming down there.
Yeah.
Thinking they'll get away with it because they're in Southeast Asia. And, send one of them back to them, especially this motherfucker that their government has had so many problems with.
What's ironic is the standard is a lot lower over there than here. So if we just sent like a big file box full of the paperwork, they'd be like, oh, good enough for us.
Yep. Oh, you know what we do? Just staple a copy of it to the back of his shirt with some handcuffs on him and send his ass home.
Yeah, well, he'll likely be deported if he's found guilty. And he's in jail on $1 million bond, so he's not going to have anywhere to flee to.
Yep. The, What? I'm sorry. I was looking for that thing from Nuts because you said she sent it to us, and I want to comment on that. But she sent us this a little while ago. It's from Rudy Giuliani. It says, the photo below is a screenshot of a text message from Hunter Biden to his daughter, Naomi Biden, on January 3rd, 2019. This describes the amount kicked back to the boss, Joe Biden, as happens in every organized crime group. My observation here, and it is, here's the tweet. Oh, real quick, Dark Resurrect, thank you. Diddlers should be made eunuchs and forever sleep. Oh, yeah, I think we just need to send him home. Here's the tweet apparently, or the text. How'd you get a copy of a text message, Rudy? It says, I love you, but I don't receive any respect, and that's fine, I guess. Works for you, apparently. I hope you can do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard, but don't worry. Unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary. Is that real?
Supposedly.
Oh, dude. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. No wonder they're wanting to just pretend it doesn't exist. Wow.
Seriously, the IRS should have a team of people going through the financials of these people. But we all know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Jack, I just can't help but take a victory lap over on Twitter. Anyone still want to tell us he's just trolling? Fuck that guy. I hope bad things happen to him.
Oh,
this is a guy who advocated for banging infants.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I have no problem with him getting deported back to his homeland where they can deal whatever justice they see fit. Because all cultures are beautiful, so their laws must be as well.
Yep. Oh, this just went out an hour ago. Somebody tweeted, "Holy shit, big surprise. Guess he wasn't a troll." Really?
Oh, who said that?
This was somebody named Augie.
Oh. Yeah, because I remember who some of the bigger names in the skeptosphere were defending him.
Yeah. He's just trolling. Nobody, fucking nobody defends pedophilia without dabbling or at least being highly sympathetic.
Yeah. You know what's that's right, Monk. That's who I was talking about. You know what's sad is that we could get in trouble for talking about this.
Yep.
About this piece of garbage.
Yeah, and fuck him.
And haha, we were right.
Damn, man, how many times we got to break a story?
I don't know, but it seems to happen a little too frequently sometimes.
Hey, we broke this shit back like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We told you guys he was a fucking kitty diddler.
Yup. Nobody listens to us.
They don't. They don't. They should, because we're smart. We're not smart, Jack. We're observant. And there's a difference.
Yeah, well, people don't want to pay attention. They don't want to know the truth.
You don't have to be that smart. You just have to pay attention.
Yeah, because we're not that smart.
Yes, there were certain people who defended him a lot. A lot.
Yep.
Nut says, I believed y'all. Again, all you had to do is pay attention. Some of the things he was saying was just absolutely gross.
Yeah, he's an abominable person.
Yeah, what was the argument? He was just trying to find something to argue about, or just pushing the fringe or something like that. It basically he was just trying to get people worked up. I'm like, not with that. No. There's so many other things you could have done without going that route. And we've seen the rise of the maps. The minor attracted people who put their fucking preferred age range in their bios on Twitter. And I've seen as low as 4, you guys.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And those degenerates are allowed to thrive on Twitter, but Dorsey can shut down a news article in less than an hour? Fuck off. There should be an investigation into that creepy motherfucker.
The article got shut down for hacking, Jack. Hacking. There was no hacking. Literally, if you read the story, there's no indication of hacking whatsoever. This computer became his property. If you take your stuff to a repair shop, almost all of them will have on the wall, you have such and such date to pick up your shit.
Yeah.
And after that, it becomes mine. I'm going to sell it.
Yeah, because you didn't pay the bill and they did the work.
Yep. And so they go through it, clean up what they need to, and they'll resell that shit. And so they tore that down for hacking. Meanwhile, maps are allowed to go on there and tell people they prefer to fuck 4-year-olds.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
Oh, I really want to sing that song, but We need a little bit of separation. A little bit of separation. So
is it TOS's birthday?
no. We need some separation. I'll explain that in a minute.
Oh, fair enough.
We need to talk about something else for a minute.
You want to go back to Demi Lovato and how she's a hack?
You know, the whole them making out, I can see that. But here's what I'm thinking, Jack. Here's what I'm thinking. I was watching some videos last night. When I couldn't, no, not that kind of video.
Oh.
When I couldn't sleep, I was, there was, okay, now we can sing. And then I'll get back to this because it's a much longer thought than this. It is, if I'm correct, Shroom's grandson, who's turning, I think 2.
Oh wow!
Am I correct about that, Shroom? Yeah, and we will sing to Empty Shroom. It's yeah. The original Shroom's been following us for a lot, and we've got to me and him. We're on a similar journey with like grandkids, right? Shroom, please tell me I have the right age for you because I'm almost positive I'm right here. Grandson too. See, haha. He's got a grandson. I have a granddaughter who's going to turn 2 in a couple of weeks, actually. But I have a granddaughter who turned 1 yesterday. So me and him were going through the whole grandfather thing around the same time, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Empty Shroom, little man, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Empty Shroom. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little guy. I'm fairly certain I wished you well into the world when you were born, and I hope you found it better than most people think it is at the moment.
Right? It's also Dark Resurrect's wife's birthday.
Give us a name, bud. Give us a name. And but yeah, Shroom, man, he's been through some wild shit as a viewer of ours. A fucking hurricane ripped through his area.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's been through some shit,
dude.
And stuck with us through the whole time.
It's not us, I promise.
We're the bad luck that looms over you all. Shroom says you sure did. I thought I did, because there's certain of you that, I mean, it sounds bad, but I have a horrible memory to begin with. But there's certain ones of you that things click, you know, like we're both grandfathers around the same time and such. Her name is
I feel old.
Casey.
I feel old. I don't have any kids, much less grandkids. And I don't want to get out of bed to feed somebody at 2 a.m. now.
That's what you get a wife for, man.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
You like Asians, aren't they? Get yourself one of those trained ones.
Oh, they're the dream. They're the dream.
Casey, it's your birthday. Sweetheart, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Casey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Casey. I hope you have a wonderful one. And Old Guy Gamer says, I have 2 grandsons and a granddaughter, 7, 5, and almost 1. Haven't I seen the almost 1? Have you sent me pictures? Some people, look, do not send me pictures of any of your naughty bits. But if you send me pictures of your grandkids, I'll be like, oh my God, look how cute. I show them the lady monkey and we sit there and just go, oh, look how cute. Yeah. That's how I turn into when it's babies, you know?
Yeah, you and Scribe both.
Yeah, I've always loved kids. I really have. Just get along with them well, and they're just so damn cute. Plus, they're honest, man. I like an honest person, and we beat the honesty out of kids.
Yeah.
We teach them to be civilized. I'm sorry. Teach them to be civilized. But, yeah, I like them when they're honest. Like, I don't want that. Like, okay. I don't like that. Okay. You know,
see, I like kids, but at a distance because they're very fragile creatures and they always run toward dangerous stuff. And I don't exactly have great reaction time.
You know, I actually wrote a blog post once based on something that happened that's kind of like that. There's this little girl running through Walmart. She was maybe 4, maybe 5. And she is just running down this. We have the middle aisle between, it's one of the big middle aisles. It doesn't matter to you what it's between, but one of the big ones. And we have everything out of the middle because we were changing it all around.
Yeah. And
she is just running free, just running her little ass off. And her dad calls her name to tell her, he goes, stop running. Stop. And he goes, hey, and yelled her name. I don't remember what it was. And she turns to look back at him and she giggles. And he goes, watch where you're going. And she turns and runs smack into a cart that comes around the corner.
Oh.
Okay, you don't want your kids running through cart or through Walmart and stuff. I get that. But I use it as a metaphor. Let your kids run free because they're more likely to see the danger coming if they're looking ahead.
Unless it's a cougar.
Well, they'll still see it. This girl wouldn't have run smack dab into a cart if she'd been watching. Because as soon as she starts turning around is when the cart comes around the corner.
Oh, that's how it always works, though. The carts come out of nowhere, especially at Walmart, because Walmart people are just kind of like sneaky, smelly things that wander through there, and they'll sneak up on you.
Cougars come.
Sorry.
Let's say cougars come from behind. Not in that video the other day. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, sometimes the Walmart people, they want to see if the kid's on sale. You know.
Yeah.
They think everything's on sale. They're probably trying to. They probably thought that the kid worked there and they were going to negotiate a price.
I love the people who come in there and think it's a fucking flea market.
Right? Like, hey, this is not a Baghdad marketplace. Okay, that's the price. If you don't like it, get out.
Yeah.
The price is the price, as they say in Asia. Well,
I told you offline that the woman I connected with the most at that store, she was like a second mom to me. She was more like an aunt, because she would correct me when I needed it, but she also encouraged me more than she probably should have. And it was neat to have that energy back in my life after so long. Love her to death. She is loved in our whole family, but she would do that shit. She ran the garden center and she would sit there and fucking bargain with people. And the truth is she didn't even bargain with them as long as I'll give you $2 for that. All right. Now, if they tried to go too low, she's like, no. But there was this one guy, every time he came in, he would start at like 10 cents a bag for whatever it was. And he'd eventually have to work it back up. Dark Resurrect, thank you. For sale at Walmart. No, that's Wayfair, Jack. Okay. Do we want to watch Screeching Woman? No, I want to go back to what I was talking about. So somebody asked Razor Fist about the polls. And specifically, it's not a poll. It's a...
Let's see, got against Polish people.
He really doesn't like them.
Oh, that explains a lot.
He grew up on the same books you and I did, so they were all Polish jokes.
Oh, yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. They taught us to hate Polish jokes.
Yeah. But comedy was allowed back then, at least.
Dude, I grew up thinking Polish people were the dumbest folks on the planet. I didn't even know what it meant. I'd never met a Pole or a Polak. And yeah, it's like, oh, it's just jokes. Okay, I wasn't that dumb, guys. But every dumb joke you heard was about the dumb Polak. Can you say Polak? Is that offensive?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find the exact tweet here, and damn it, I tweet too much, Jack. Why don't you stop me?
No, it's not my job.
Well, it needs to be somebody's job.
Well, it'll probably be Twitter's job shortly. We're all gonna get kicked off for wrong think.
Fair enough. James Colley, thank you. PSA, all cougars come from behind. Hashtag old lady facts.
Doing them from behind.
Yeah. I'm I'm trying to find it because I want to address this because it goes into the polling and how some people still think Donald Trump has a chance in this election, while considering the polls, specifically while giving them some kind of thought, not just ignoring them completely. So I wanted to do this right, and I can't. So we're just going to watch the screeching crazy lady.
Yay!
Oh, here it is. He may not win the popular vote. I don't know. This is what was said to Razor Fist. What do you think of Alan Lichtman? Alan Lichtman's prediction that Trump will lose. They say he's predicted the winner of every election since 1984, which is wrong. According to the New York Times, he's predicted every winner since 1984. He got 2000 wrong, and he got the popular elector wrong in 2016. But he's got this model, right, that shows, 13 different things that if more of them are true for somebody, they're going to win the election. Well, in this case, for Donald Trump, it says that 6 are true, 7 are false, so he's going to lose. But there's one of them that says this. Achieved a major success in foreign or military affairs, false. Like, oh, that's not right. To say that Donald Trump has not achieved a major foreign or military affair victory?
North Korea?
Trade with China. The Middle East. Pulling out of Syria.
Yeah. Drawn down in Afghanistan. To end up in a war in Syria.
Has not started a new war. The first president in how long?
Yeah. Killed Soleimani.
This man has done, but I thought about it. And they may have a point. Because not only have none of those things been given their due, to the point where the news coverage of them is muted, some of them are now being seen as negatives. How many times have we heard he cuddles up to dictators and then they mention Kim Jong-un? They don't mention that the decreased tension between North and South Korea and between North Korea and the United States. It's like, he sucks up to dictators. Meanwhile, these same people thought unilateral talks with Iran were wonderful when Obama was talking about doing it. The man, the country we gave, was it $1 billion on a pallet?
Yeah.
So if they're going by whether or not it's been portrayed in the news properly, they've been given credit for such, then maybe he has a point. And you know what? That might actually play a factor in the election. We'll see what happens. Excuse me. So Kamala admitted that Biden and her would be kissing these people's ass if they won. Well, it doesn't matter what they would do. Remember, nobody's excited about Biden and Harris. Nobody. The closest you'll find is excitement about them not being Trump. Which brings us to the video, Jack. Oh, where is she? Guys, I apologize for bringing this into your life if you haven't seen it.
I don't. This is awesome.
It's shill and it's annoying and
it's glorious.
Her eyes bug me because she's looking off to the side as she talks. But here it goes.
I don't know if you feel the way that I do, but I feel like we're living in an alternate universe here. That something has happened to the United States of America, and we're all grasping and trying.
She keeps trying to cry throughout this thing.
Yeah.
And she can't do it. Sorry, guys. I didn't. It's best in its entirety, so I'll shut the hell up for a minute.
I don't know if you feel the way that I do, but I feel like we're living in an alternate universe here. That something has happened to the United States of America, and we're all grasping and trying to hold on to our democracy. I see what's going on in Texas. The vote is being repressed. This is evil. This is wrong. The Republicans have to stop. I'm terrified. Listen to me, Republicans. Listen. You are the people in history they warned us about. They warned us about people like you.
It's still funny.
Pay attention. We're losing our democracy. Wake up. Wake up. I don't know if
that needs sent to the AAA guys so that can be part of their show now.
Right.
I
think that what you are the people that they warned us about should be our intro to the show.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that would be awesome. They are repressing the vote. Do you like when people fuck up words like that? She meant suppressing, you guys. Can you repress a vote?
I don't know.
I told you guys, it's best if you watch the whole thing. And that's why I tried to be quiet. I should have muted myself because it is still funny every time I watch it.
I know, right? That's why I felt bad when I realized that you were still on Lords when I said that. I was like, oh, shit. I know he's going to watch this.
I don't know what you even say to crazy like that.
You can't say anything because that person is unstable. There's a lot wrong there that isn't anything to do with anybody. Oh, wow. Chat is way behind us.
Kind of like she's shrill and not shill. My bad. Yeah. Did I say shill? Look, I talk politics. Those two are interchangeable. They have different. Yeah, I'm fucking with her about making wrong word choices. The attempt at crying is my favorite part because you can see her desperate and she's checking to see if it looks like she's checking to see if she has tears coming out of her eyes yet.
I thought the one eye was a little cross-eyed, but she might be like looking at a reflection.
We're not going to listen to it again because I can't.
It's too funny.
But just watch her eyes. She'll look down, and then she'll look back up.
Oh,
look
yeah,
at the cross.
She's looking at the screen. Yeah,
yeah. And oh God, it's so bad, so bad.
Oh, you're the ones that warned us about me. Oh, shut up. People are so hyperbolic these days. Literal Nazis, man. There's no Nazis left. Shut up.
Does she have a booger, or is her nose just weird inside?
50-50 on that one.
I think it's a booger.
Wouldn't surprise me.
See right there. She got a booger.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Booger cam. Think it was worse silent. Oh, you want to see the worst silent? Let's get her to where she's screaming. Screeching, I guess, is the better term. Oh, see, with Chrome, if you move around a Twitter video, it'll fuck up like this. So now we just have her in that face.
It's like a time loop. That's
it's enough for her anyway. Yeah. So, now imagine that, Jack, if Trump wins, playing Demi Lovato with a glass of wine, crying on election night. And this was the other part I was getting to. Because of the whole thing with Razor Fisted, I was reminded of, all of the election predictions of 2016. Like, I want to go watch some reaction videos from election night. And so I did. And it was amazing watching some of them because there was a lot of stuff in there that I had forgotten. There was a guy on MSNBC in their coverage who he was their foreign correspondent. And they brought him in to talk about the possibility that Trump could win. This is before they knew he was going to. And he tells us that all of the generals in the United States are reading the Constitution to see what exactly they have to do in case President Trump becomes president and orders them to round up American citizens.
Yeah, I remember that. I had a buddy of mine that's gay, and he was freaking out. He's like, he's going to send us all to the camps.
Yeah.
Like, what camps? The FEMA camps. What are you, high? Calm down, Alex Jones. There's no FEMA camps.
It was fucking amazing. There's so many of these crazy things that they were talking about that I forgot. And remember, this is a foreign news correspondent for a major, because he works for NBC and MSNBC. They were broadcasting this idiot on both. And then when Trump wins, he's like, they are all just freaking out. I'm like, are they? Seems like we'd have heard something about that by now.
Right?
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious. And then watching Chris Matthews got into an argument with Rachel Maddow. I've never actually seen this part. They get into an argument because Chris Matthews, he was actually fairly fair to Donald Trump that night.
Wow.
Yeah. Mr. Chill up his leg from Obama. And I suddenly realized why they kicked him out so quick when they had the chance. A lot of people thought it was because he was a little too was it buddy with Bernie or too mean to Bernie? I forget which.
Something like that.
But he went toe to toe with Maddow. So they just waited for a reason to get rid of his ass. And he pointed out that Hillary Clinton didn't touch on any of the things that Trump had been pushing on. And he specifically mentioned immigration reform with an emphasis on enforcement. And Maddow, oh, she definitely did. He goes, I didn't hear it over and over like I did from Trump. Well, she had an immigration plan. He goes, not with enforcement.
Yeah.
And they were like, yes, no, uh-huh. Like, it explains why she lost, doesn't it? And apparently Trump was able to magically make white people, because he magically tapped into white people. What the fuck are y'all talking about? And then I did it, Jack. I went and watched the TYT breakdown from Dominic Nixon.
That is such a beautiful video.
Oh, it's great. I just love watching Chank's face sink. And then watch him threaten the Democrats with exactly what they've done so far. He said they were going to war with the Democrats. And this was all over Bernie being treated like shit. Bernie should have been the nominee. Yeah, because you needed your ass kicked even harder, huh? And that they were coming for them and they were going to primary him and get progressives in there, like AOC, like Ilhan Omar. Sorry, I mess that up sometimes. And that's what's happening to the Democratic Party. I saw a great poll tonight, Jack. I was reading more polling information. And so I went over and I was looking up the different polls from the different states, the battleground states, and I was looking at Pennsylvania. And if you look at the Pennsylvania polls, it looks like Joe Biden is winning. I think it's Pennsylvania. But if you go through and you look at the actual polls that have been done, most of them are garbage. Like they're fly-by-night places that decided to release a poll. And then there's an Ipsos poll, which is a reputable firm as far as polling goes. And they did an online poll. And it's really weird. Because if you look at the breakdown of what the poll actually asked, some people who think Biden has dementia are going to vote for him.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, the way the numbers break down, it was something like 44% of the people asked said they believe Biden has dementia. And they're still going to vote for him.
You want a dementia patient to not only have access to the nuclear codes, but to negotiate deals? Jesus Christ, what is wrong with people?
They also think he will handle COVID better.
How?
Okay, wait. I need to be very clear on that first part, because in that poll, Donald Trump does have exactly 44% of the vote. So it would have to be everyone that voted for Trump thinks he has dementia, or there's crossover. But then when it comes to how he will handle things, like it's something like, I want to say 65% think he would do better at handling COVID, which would mean some of them who think he has dementia think he would be better at handling COVID.
If he has dementia, he can't possibly handle COVID.
No, man, he's going to handle everything great.
Oh, he's got a plan for that. He just took it right out of Elizabeth Warren's plan. Fucking A, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's interesting.
This is insane. This is the craziest election I've ever seen. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys are of legal age and American citizens, go vote, because it's gonna matter.
I just thought it was great. People were like, yeah, he'll be great at this stuff with dementia. Like, oh, so you think it's really easy to handle, do you? Bernie should never be president. Don't worry, he's not going to be. Was it your own? I don't know what that's in reference to. Okay, we're going to wrap up because we're at 2 hours, and I do want to try to go lay down somewhere. I won't go lay in bed because my body is shot. It hurts like fuck, and I don't want to roll around and wake her up. So I will be finding somewhere else to sleep tonight. She always tells me to just come into bed, and I can't do it, Jack. I don't want to wake her up. I feel bad. I wish I could be one of those people like, fuck it, I'm getting into bed. I don't care if it wakes her up, but I'm just not that. I'm sexist, don't you know?
That's what they tell me. But yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe you could sleep at the bottom of the stairs, so when she comes out and sees you laying there not moving.
That would be a mean trick.
It would be. Well, as your enabler.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No, she'd stab you for that.
I might go sleep on the couch.
Yeah, the couch is always comfortable.
Not for me. It's not a horrible couch, but it's just I need room to roll around just to find a comfortable position. And on the couch, I'm kind of stuck in a position.
Oh yeah.
There's not too much room to move around. Jedi Ghost Bear, thank you. Before you go, share the pic in your DMs. The pic in my DMs. I don't even have my DMs open. What am I looking at here? What is this? Homeschool arts and crafts are going well. Says shit. What is that? Is that
That's a shit.
like, yeah, it does. Like cross stitch? I don't know shit about arts and crafts. I always sucked at arts and crafts, Jack. I used to hate that we'd go to like the community center. We're gonna do arts and crafts. I'm like, I'm not good at this stuff, Mom. And my brothers would make something awesome, and mine looked like, well, they let the retarded kid have stuff to play with.
Yeah, I was like that too. I was never good with any of that stuff. I had fun doing it, but man, I'm bad at things.
You can melt it into shadows and stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know. I've never been good at that stuff, and I've always hated people who are. No offense. I can color.
I'm just leaving that one alone.
Give me a coloring book. I can stay mostly inside the lines. Yeah. Now, other kinds of art, like I'm very good with visual or computer art stuff, you know? I can visualize that a lot easier. But like this one time, Jack, they gave us these little pieces of tin and a nail and a hammer, and we were supposed to make a little message like love you, mom, or something like that. And then we put it on like a piece of cardboard and then wrapped the whole thing in fabric that was pretty and put a bow on it, and the middle was cut out so it says like love you, mom, and it looks like this neat frame. And my brothers, they both looked really cool, and mine, the lettering is you could almost make out what I was trying to write. It was horrible. I always hated those things. Ugh. That's why when I do arts and crafts with Little Butt, we don't have any agenda. We're not trying to make anything that looks like anything. We are just painting and using sparkles. What are they called?
Sprinkles?
Glitter. That's
glitter.
What it's called.
Yeah, that stuff. We're smart.
Glitter, and we'll just paint off in the corner for no damn reason, and we just have fun. There's no you need to make something impressive.
Well, that's what it should be.
Nah, man, they always wanted us to make something. Like let me make a giant dick. It'll be fine. Formerly Rideline says I'm a professional artist. Don't hate me. Like I said, I can do modern art. God damn it, PG. Give me Paint Shop. I'll make you whatever you want. Give me Photoshop. I'll make you whatever you want.
Give me an artist. I'll have him do whatever you want.
But if you want some art project to look good, you need somebody else, because I ain't it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the donations and all the well wishes for the trip tomorrow and for Peanut's birthday. Jack, is there anything you'd like to show?
I'll drop a link to my latest video in the chat here in a second. I should have some new videos coming out soon. But thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. And we appreciate you coming out night after night.
Indeed. See, tonight they're going to be on Satsu 2 Cents channel, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Lords of the Night. I may be home, and if I am, I'll try to jump in, but I'm also probably going to be in a shit ton of pain. So where I'm at from here through the rest of the weekend, good luck. That's what Twitter's for. Follow us on Twitter. All links are below. Check them out, you guys. See you next time. Jack, thanks for joining me.
Always a good time. Bye, everybody.
Have a good night. You can't make me sing, fucker.